Hey, what's going on, fellow cartoonists? Welcome to another Cartooning Courses with me, Nate Fakes. Thanks for being with me today, hanging out, having a good time here in computer land, I guess is what you'd call it. Hey, I thought today would be a good day to kind of do something a little cool. I was going to give you a breakdown of my website and kind of show you like what I've done on it, what I have featured, and kind of why I did it, I guess. I thought it's a good opportunity to kind of like show you the basic function and structure of it, and just like why it is what it is, like what it's doing, kind of what I use, and then if you want to use it and go that route, kind of the same way I did, hey, great, cool. If not, no big deal either. But it's just yeah, I think you might enjoy this. So what I want to do actually is take you away from me here, looking at me and my coffee and my flower coffee mug, which I have no idea where this came from, but it's the first thing I saw, so I grabbed it, and hey, I think it's kind of neat, I guess. Something new, right? I've used it before, actually, in a past video. I forget what one it is, but this is its second appearance, I believe. So anyway, fun fact. So yeah, let's hop over to my website, and I'm going to show you some stuff on there, and you might enjoy this. So let's go. All right, guys, if you hopped over here, I hope you didn't hop too hard and break a leg or anything, but if you didn't hop and you just, the screen flipped automatically, then hey, that makes it a lot easier. So, okay, well, here we are at my website, Nate Fakes Studios. The web address is nfakes.com. So, hey, if you are at home, you can follow along if you want, or just watch the video, but feel free to go to the actual website if you want to. But yeah, guys, I want to show you this because this website is what landed me the job doing cartoons with Red Bull, along with some other clients. They've come here, and I guess they like what they see, and so it's functional and it works. So I'm just going to kind of go over what I have, what I've done, and maybe just, take these as you will. You will have your own way of doing things, your own website, and as I always say in all these videos, this is what I do. So take it as you will, and if you catch one little tidbit of information from me, I'll take that as it all has paid off. So, all right, so here we are, nfakes.com. Let's start there. I think when you make a website for your art, cartooning, if you're trying to get clients and get people to go to it, make it as simple as possible of a web address. And if you can, use your name. I went with just nfakes. You can use like your first name, like I could use Nate Fakes. Unfortunately, Nate Fakes at one point in time was actually a porno website. So yeah, I've swayed away from that a little bit, but anyway, so I go with nfakes.com, and it's easy to type in. You don't have to remember too much. I could have done like nfakes cartoons or nfakes studios, but I believe, and I'm not the only one, if you look it up, like experts believe too, the shorter it is, the better. And if you can use your own name, try to do that. So that's tip number one for you here. So as we dive in, as you'll see, it's really a pretty basic website. I just have a landing page that kind of shows you what all I do right away. I've included a little logo on the left-hand side here, which again is really simple. It's just my name. The inspiration for this was actually, as a little kid, I love Walt Disney and his, the Walt Disney kind of signature logo that he's known for. And every time, a Disney movie comes on the screen, it's a Walt Disney feature, and it's got, his signature basically on it. I've always loved that. So I've kind of taken that element of that, best way to put it, with my own name, and just, mixed it up a bit with just separating it with a couple of rectangles. So that's my nifty logo. Very simple to the point, but it's my name, and I just think it works really well. So I would suggest having just a real basic kind of logo for your website. And if you go to other illustrators and cartoonists, you'll notice like a lot of times they will have their signature and maybe like a little added touch to it, something else to go along with it if you want, but pretty simple for the most part. The company I used for this website, I put it together myself. I use Squarespace. If you type it in, Squarespace is really good for portfolios, and they make it easy to upload things and to put it together. So it's really cheap too. It costs, I think it's like $120 a year, something like that. And then I paid for the URL of nfakes.com. And I believe that was separate. And if you know, like if you go to GoDaddy, a URL is like, I think $12 a year, something like that. So I spend like, I could be wrong. And I know it's cheap, like $150 maybe a year on this website to keep it hosted, something like that. I think somewhere around there. It's cheap. And if I'm wrong, there's some other packages for like $200, $220, and I think it can go up from there too. But this has all the essentials. I got pretty much the cheapest package they have. So squarespace.com is what I'm using. And no, they're not paying me to mention them, but I want to because, if you want to kind of duplicate or replicate anything I'm doing, hey, you have the info, and take it and run with it if you want. One frustrating thing when clients are searching for a cartoonist or illustrator, I've heard this many times and it blows my mind. They can't find a way to contact that person even on their website. I've tried to hire some people to help out with some cartoons at Red Bull even, and I've gone to their portfolio page and I can't find a contact thing. And I give up. I close out. I don't spend much time on it. So one thing I would consider when putting together a portfolio site, have your contact information pretty dominant and kind of like right up there in the main navigation menu. I have it first and foremost as contact. And when you go to it, I just have a quick form to fill out and a submit button, and that's it. Very simple. Make it as easy as possible for anyone wanting to contact you to do so. So they shouldn't have to search your site to find that. Something else on the menu bar, I have my services, like the main things I do. I just put on here, I specialize like in advertising, social media marketing with cartoons, and custom cartoons. I keep this pretty simple. I may add to that. You can add everything you do, but I like to keep that pretty simple to the point. And going back to it, I just have some basic kind of bullet points of who I've worked with and what I do. I have the About section. You notice I have, this picture was from last year. I use this in my emails currently too. You've probably seen it. It's not a bad picture, you know. Hey, I'll take what I can get because I have some pretty awful photos out there. So try to, if you do the About section, try to keep it very straight and to the point and limited. You'll notice like I have just pretty, one paragraph of kind of the essential stuff that I do. I really narrow it down. I don't include every little detail. Like I don't have on here, I'm a member of the National Cartoonist Society. Nope, I took that out. So I actually should probably add that in. But there's a lot of, I could add every little minor, thing I've done on this, but I try to keep it pretty limited. And I would suggest doing the same thing because people's attention span is pretty small. And I think, if you get hired, they're going to want you for your work more than anything. And a lot of people don't care too much about what else you've done as long as they know that you're professional. And, but some people do care, and they are interested in your past work. Like the Mad Magazine thing has been big for me. And so yeah, no, anything you do, flaunt it, put it on there, and keep it kind of simple to the point though, and add a nifty little photo of yourself too. If you can get a professional one done, that would be great. This is actually, it's cropped. If you saw the whole thing, I went to a dinner one time and I cropped this little part out, and that's it. It works. So nothing fancy, taken on an iPhone. As you go through your career and work, any kind of testimonial you can get it and have a testimonial page, because these are real people that have real comments about you and your work, and it's very interesting for people to read this. This is kind of like the review, the star ratings, that Amazon has, the people that rate it 5 stars or 1 star, people look at reviews, and your testimonial page is basically that. So put one of those up there. The work page is basically the main landing page I have, which covers everything. I have syndicated cartoons, Red Bull advertising that I've done, my custom cartoons and advertisements, illustration, my books. I put Mad Magazine up here just because it's Mad Magazine. I've always been proud of anything I've had in that publication, so I put that up there. I have my greeting cards. This is really new here. I have some new apparel out through Harlot Apparel Company. And this may rotate and change throughout time, but right now it's kind of a really cool thing I have going on here. So I put that up there too, and it has the details. But yeah, each one of these pages is really kind of straight to the point too. I have What Break of Day is, my syndicated series, on that. I just have little descriptions about each thing when you click on it. With Red Bull, I mentioned what I do here and what each thing is. Like, I didn't actually draw this. A different illustrator did, but I helped concept the art, and I came up with the headline for it, Don't Have a Frappy Day. So that's some copywriting. This is just a rough sketch that eventually became this by another illustrator. Anyway, I'm not going to show you all my work on this, but you can see I just have little descriptions of kind of what it is. If you want to read more, there's options to click about it, like to see my wine labels are on here that I've done. You can click to find out more about that. So anyway, have your work featured, and I would go into kind of what is most important to least importance. So like, my syndicated cartoons, this is what has gotten me just about every job I have. They know my work from my syndicated series, and so I flaunt it. I put it out there. Red Bull advertising too is pretty big for me. It's why I'm here in Los Angeles. It's one of the reasons, but it got me out here, and so hey, take it and run with it. Custom cartoons is my big client. How I get most of my clients, they want custom cartoons for their books, for illustrations, for publications, anything. This is important to show on there too, along with illustration. People do hire me for illustrated work. Anytime I have a new book out, I put it right here. Again, my Mad Magazine stuff, I think that's just like a cool thing to have. And, I've done greeting cards, the apparel company, and cartooning courses, which is what you are watching right now. How cool is that? That's something definitely I like to advertise on here. So, yeah, very simple and to the point. Again, I like how it's right there. There's no clutter. That's a big thing to try to eliminate if you can, clutter. You'll also see I have the correct year for the copyright. Try to keep up with that. I've been to websites that have like copyright, 2011 or 2010 or something like way outdated. And I just think to myself, man, they're not really on the ball. For some reason that stands out to me. Like if I see a website that has the wrong year on it, I don't know. If for some reason red flags pop up. I just think they're not on top of their game. So I try to keep up with that. Other than that, though, I have just an email option to email me, my Facebook page, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, and then my good old Instagram right there too, for my social links and contact, other ways to get a hold of me. Other than that, I do have a blog link here that takes me to my old blog, which is here. But this is actually going to get revamped pretty soon. There's not much on this now. I think a blog is a good idea. If you ask me what does it do, not much really. I kind of consider cartooning courses, again, what you're watching now, my blog, basically. But I do have a new blog idea coming out at some point in the near future. So I'll probably switch that up. But anyways, guys, I thought you'd enjoy this. This is, again, just like a quick, rundown of what I have on my website. As you see, I've gone through just about, everything. Yeah, I've gone through everything in 10 minutes, if something like that. I could be wrong, but no, I think the big takeaway with all this is simple, easy, easy for the person to navigate, easy to contact you. You don't need a lot of clutter. You don't need a lot of bells and whistles on it. You don't need and this is again pertaining to cartooning and illustration, like a portfolio website. So keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, that is really it. I'm going to hop back on camera for like a second and say goodbye. But yeah, let's go ahead and head back into the real world out of website land. Okay. All right. Here we are back in the studio. Welcome. I have my coffee back with me again. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'd love to hear what you're up to. I say it at almost every video, like what you're doing, what you got going on. I'd love to check out your websites and what you have. Feel free to leave, knocking things over here. Feel free to leave links below in the comments for anyone to check out. And yeah, their comments are awesome. I don't know if you guys do this, but if you go back to some older videos, some of them get a lot of comments, some of them not many at all. But a lot of people do share some good information and links and everything on there. So yeah, check it out. And as far as I know, you get notification when someone replies, like me or anybody. But yeah, I'd love to see what you have shaken with your websites. And if you got anything out of this, I hope you did. Enjoy, take advantage. And yeah, I will leave a link for Squarespace on there and a link to my website on there underneath the post too, just so you have it. But other than that, that's it. That is it for now. I will say sayonara, goodbye, adios. I don't know why I'm trying to speak a bunch of different languages. I can't. I'm not good at. I flunked most of my language classes, but I don't know. I'm trying to put a cool twist on the ending. Okay, it didn't work too well, but I tried. Anyways, all right, guys. I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.